Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice in the previous session the ES saw a bit of weakness here. It began with a failed high above the previous session's high, eventually became a bearish outside day at one point, and then finished a little higher off the 3660 support level. But now we see price right at that 3660 support level, and it's kind of the last line of defense before we open it up to the downside some more. Overall, we've been in a very bullish trending market. Pullbacks have continued to be buying opportunities, but right now this market appears to be searching for a low of some sort. It appears to be searching lower for some sort of reaction or rejection. Something like this could turn things around to the upside. The 3660 is the early key level to watch, because a failure to hold that level then rotates price down to the previous week's midpoint at 3645. A failure to hold 3645 opens up the previous week's low at 3592. So we could be looking at quite a bit more weakness here, at least to the 3645s. And if price can't hold that zone, it opens up much more weakness ahead. So right now we are on the cusp here of seeing more weakness. There is the previous session's low that has just now been tested as we speak, and that's the low right there where if there's a rejection of this low, perhaps we bounce back higher. The previous session's midpoint is 3687, but shy of a rejection of that low, we could be looking at more downside in the near term. So continue to watch that 3660 key level as the pivot here today. If we take a look at the NQ, you'll notice this index here took a hit, a much bigger hit than the broader market yesterday. This was a huge stop run day. Took out support at 12.5, took out support at 12.450, and that opened up quite a bit of downside. This was much more weak than the broader market here, and for the most part, this one had a huge range, over 200% of ADR, which is tremendous. Most of these pullbacks up here have triggered some sort of selling pressure to various degrees, but that selling pressure has gotten smaller and smaller. So are we going to see another small pullback followed by a continuation, or is this going to lead to a broader pullback across the range? Right now, everything still suggests more upside unless price fails to hold, say, the 12,200 level. A failure to hold 12,200 opens up more downside. 12K is right around the corner. Failure to hold 12K really opens up a move even lower. So right now we are in the pullback phase in an uptrending market. We're still in the bullish PIMA trigger zone, but we're very close here to seeing much more weakness ahead if price cannot reestablish back above 12.3 very soon. 12.3 is the previous week's midpoint, and a failure to hold that level opens up a return to the previous week's low, which is right around 12.090. So that's a level here that could be in play today if price gives out 12.300. Okay, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude right now continues to develop in a very narrow range. This range is 2+ weeks in the making now. We can bring this up to a 10 period here. It's 11 periods, so you can see two of these narrow compression signals there. For the most part, this one here is building some significant energy within a bullish uptrend, which suggests more upside. But if there's a failure up here at these highs at the previous month's high, that could rotate things back down into the monthly pivot range. We have yet to hit the monthly pivot range this month. That pivot range is typically hit at some point during a month. It's very rare that it is not hit at all. You can see just since the spring over here, we hit it here, we hit it here. This was the only month it didn't hit. Hit it here, hit it here, hit it here, hit it here, here, and now here we haven't hit it just yet. So we are holding up here in a very narrow range above this trading range here. And again, if we can't hold above these lows here, 44, it opens up some weakness down below. Again, back toward 40 could be in play. So we have a very narrow range developing from here to here. Got to continue to watch it to see which way we go. But right now, it's very clear that price is having issues at the previous month's high, also at the previous week's close price as well. This is the previous week's close, and we're right at that zone. So a failure to hold 46s here could trigger early selling pressure, perhaps as low as 45 today on an intraday basis, but that would still keep us inside the range. We'd really need a breakout from this range to trigger the next move. All right, let's take a look lastly at gold futures. Right now, gold futures seen a pullback day in the previous session. That was a pullback off of the 1880 zone. So this is something we talked about before, where we were looking for a 100 handle bounce back to the point where it broke down, and we got it. But then this is also the breakdown point, so this is a point that if price can't get back above that zone, then we may turn down. Right now what we're seeing is the potential higher low developing, which could lead to a break back above 1880. If price can get above 1880, it opens up a move to the top side of this range, and that could take us to 1960 and as high as 1980. So there could be another 100 handle move here if price can get above 1980. A failure to get above that zone could lead to a retest of these lows. So right now, at the moment, everything's flowing higher. Big pullback in the previous session put us right into support at 1825. If bulls can continue to hold 1825s, we may have a shot at retesting 1880. Above 1880 opens up the top end of the range. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.